Now, at the end of last week's video, I made mention to the fact that Mountain Home and Caldwell take the same amount of time to drive to Boise, yet they're two very different markets at two very different price points. So today, let's talk about Mountain Home. What's up, everybody? This is Shawn Tomich with the Living in Boise group, and everybody's always looking for the affordable real estate. Shawn, where's the affordable real estate? Where's the affordable real estate? And inevitably, I always end up pointing them toward Canyon County, because Canyon County is as you move out of town, you're going to pay less for your real estate, and that's where you pay it, which is Nampa, Caldwell, Middleton, Parma, Marsing, all of these little cities, but mostly Nampa and Caldwell is what we consider Canyon County. Now, Canyon County is about 45 minutes to Boise. Nampa's like 30 minutes, and Caldwell's definitely about 40 to 45 minutes from Caldwell to Boise. And so we talk about Caldwell and Nampa all the time, and they're a part of the Treasure Valley and blah, blah, blah. It's all connected. I talk about it all the time. But the area that we don't talk about hardly ever is Mountain Home. And in fact, one of my viewers even called me out on that before I shot my last Mountain Home video and said, hey, you never mentioned Mountain Home. And really, it feels to me like, so we have two valleys here, two major valleys here in southern Idaho. We have the Treasure Valley, which is what I cover and talk about all the time, and then we have Magic Valley. And Magic Valley is Twin Falls, Jerome, and all of these other cities that are to the east of the Treasure Valley. And sometimes what I don't realize is that because when you head out to Mountain Home, you're driving towards Jerome, towards Twin Falls, and you're, kind of getting out that way. I've always kind of felt like Mountain Home was a part of the Magic Valley, but actually it is Treasure Valley. So let's cover Mountain Home. We don't cover that often, but another thing that is just really obvious is that we talk about Caldwell all the time, but Mountain Home and Caldwell are the same driving time that it takes to get to Boise. So it takes you 45 minutes from Caldwell to get to Boise. It takes you 45 minutes from Mountain Home to get to Boise. And like I said, we just don't talk about that often, and we should. And the reason we should is because you want the affordable real estate. You want the affordable real estate. And in fact, the median home price for Mountain Home for last month was $340,000. Median home price for Caldwell and Canyon County was $405,000. Which is still very low in comparison to Boise. So not only did we get lower by moving out to Nampa and Caldwell, but we're going to get even lower in value if we move out to Mountain Home, because again, it is further out. Same drive time, but it is further out in distance. And between here and Mountain Home, there's really nothing but sagebrush. So you'll see that there's not much in between here and Mountain Home. Once you get there, there's everything there that you need. A large Air Force base, in fact, and that's really what the town is all about. It's a really big military town, but there's not really a lot around it. And so it's kind of like its own little island or oasis out there. Now, Mountain Home really is a nature lover's paradise. Surrounded by pristine wilderness, you'll find a wide range of outdoor activities that you'll be able to enjoy year-round. From hiking trails that lead you to magnificent viewpoints, to fishing spots that are going to just let you unwind after the end of the day or on a nice weekend. It really does have it all. If you're looking for small town charm with a strong sense of community, Mountain Home, this is the place. Now, like I've said, this has a very strong military background, military atmosphere, and you're going to really find that pride in police, pride in military, pride in those types of things here very prevalent in this area. So if that is not the thing for you, if you're not very pro-military, pro-police, pro-United States, pro-small town, Mountain Home will not be the place for you. I'm going to let you know that right now, because this is very, very strong in this community. You have a very large Air Force base right in Mountain Home. The majority of people that live in Mountain Home either are military or were ex-military. So there's a very large, strong part of that togetherness, that community, that camaraderie that comes with all of that, that is absolutely present in Mountain Home, and that's really what you're going to get with Mountain Home, and that's what people are looking for when they move to Mountain Home. In Mountain Home, you'll be warmly welcomed by very friendly neighbors. Everyone in, it's hard to say everyone, but you'll feel it when you get there. A lot of people, I can't say everyone, a lot of people are very friendly, very welcoming, very inviting. That's just what you're going to get in a small, not, tight-knit community like this. That's really what you're going to get, and you'll feel that when you go there. With small little local shops and small little cafes everywhere and tons of community gatherings and community events, you really will feel like you're at home in Mountain Home. And if you're an adventure enthusiast, Mountain Home really does have it all. It's going to offer everything to you. In the winter, you'll be able to hit the nearby slopes at the nearby ski resorts and do all the skiing and snowboarding that you're wanting to and looking for. And then in the summer, you've got lakes nearby to do all the boating and water activities and hiking trails and biking trails and rafting. And just like I said, just really, Mountain Home does offer all the outdoor things that you're looking for. Now, like we've talked about, one of the best features of Mountain Home is its affordability for real estate. This is going to be, in the Treasure Valley, this is actually going to be one of the best price points that you're going to find currently right now. Like I told you, median price point last month was only $340,000 for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home in Mountain Home. In comparison to Boise and Ada County, which is $540,000 right now. A little bit of a difference, right? For the same home. So 45 minutes away in Mountain Home, you can have the exact same home that you'd buy in Boise for a considerable amount of less money. Kind of makes sense. If you're one of those people that you don't have to be in the middle of the city, in the middle of it, you kind of like being out, where things are a little slower paced, but you still have access to everything, you're going to find a lot of what you're looking for in Mountain Home. Now, Mountain Home's not just a beautiful place to live. It does boast a really strong economy. These are the things you're going to read, okay? And hear in other videos and things that, like, if you read, how Mountain Home, you're going to read all this fluffy stuff. Boasts a strong economic economy. Not really going to pitch that out to you and tell you that because it's kind of true. It's got a good economy. It really does compared to many other cities and many big cities. Mountain Home's in a really good place. It's not a huge, thriving economic city. Jobs are great. You're going to find good jobs. You're not going to find high-paying jobs. You're going to find local jobs. You're going to find many jobs in manufacturing, agriculture, things like that. You're not going to find a lot of tech jobs, but you do have good employment opportunities. It's not such a small city that you can't afford to live there and work there. You do not have to commute all the way to Boise to afford your home in Mountain Home, but I will tell you a lot of people do commute from Mountain Home to Boise to work. But that's really true about all of our cities around here, just like Mountain Home, Nampa, Caldwell, Emmett, places that are kind of further out, we all pretty much commute into Boise for work. So that's kind of normal. Now, for families with children or those that are seeking good quality health care, let's say you're older and you need to be close to a good quality hospital or good veteran center or place like that. Same thing, Mountain Home's got you covered. Great schools, wonderful health care. It's accessible, it's close, healthcare is close, emergency rooms are close, the wait is always short. That's one thing I'll tell you about. Like, if you've got to go to the emergency room here, around here local or anything like that, you're going to be able to get right in. Where in big cities and these big metro places that you might be coming from, your wait sometimes for like an emergent situation is a couple hours to be seen by a doctor. But I've rarely had these situations happen in my life where I need to be in an emergent situation or taking a child to an emergency room. But I'll tell you, the very few times we've had to do it, you get right in. We've got so many hospitals, local hospitals, close hospitals, primary cares also, very, very accessible. So that's a big positive for moving to this area. Okay, so we painted it pretty rosy there, right? We made it look pretty awesome. Like, why wouldn't everybody just move to Mountain Home? Well, there do need to be some drawbacks. And like I said, if you follow my channel, you'll learn I'm not going to sit here and sell you and tell you, I'm not that agent that's like, hey, this is never going to crash and everything's perfect here, move here, you're never going to have a care in the world. It's not that way. This is reality, right? So I tell you the way it is. So drawback number one, or I don't even want to say a negative because it's not really a negative, but the winter in Mountain Home is going to be harsher than it is in the Boise city and surrounding cities. You do get a little bit more climate in Mountain Home, so you're going to get more snow and harsher winters. So the winter's a little harsher. You're going to get more snow over in Mountain Home. You're going to have better and more adequate snow removal and a better or more adequate snow vehicle, meaning you are going to have a 4x4 all-wheel drive or exceptionally capable front-wheel drive vehicle with studded snow tires. You can absolutely get by with a Honda Civic, Toyota Camry, a very equipped, good front-wheel drive vehicle with really, really good snow tires. You can get by staying local and meandering through town. But anything other than that, you're going to need a really good off-road vehicle or all-wheel drive vehicle. So some would consider that a bit of a downfall, that if you do move out of Mountain Home, you are going to get a little bit more snow. You're going to get a little bit more winter and harshness, meaning, and depending on how good their snow removal is in the city, which it's average, there's going to be times where you're driving in that snow and or kids are missing school because there's a snow day. That means you're stuck at home with them. Now, also another downfall to Mountain Home, and I honestly talk about this as a downfall to anything in the Treasure Valley if you're moving here from a big city, is that there's no nightlife. We have a small amount of nightlife in Boise, downtown Boise. There's a couple cool bars. It's fun. It's collegey. It's pretty awesome and fun, right? If you're looking for that and you're in that demographic, it's pretty cool. I used to do it a lot in my 20s and 30s. Not there anymore. So, but when you go out to Mountain Home, there's not much of a nightlife. You're going to have a few bars and you're going to be listening to lots of country music. Bottom line, you move out of Mountain Home, you're not going to find a hip hop bar. You're not going to find anything remotely even close to that. Okay? Like, just really, you will not. So you're going to have some country bars. You're going to have some fun places to turn it up and get drunk if that's your thing. But there's not a big nightlife. It's just not. This is a very small city, and you need to learn that and know that if you're moving out to Mountain Home. Now, another drawback that we've talked about is the distance between Mountain Home and other major cities. Mountain Home's kind of like a little island or oasis out there in the middle of nowhere. When you leave Boise, 5 minutes outside of Boise, you're looking at nothing but mountain range and sagebrush between here and Mountain Home. Once you leave Mountain Home heading the other direction, it's the exact same thing. 5 minutes out of town, you're going to see nothing and sagebrush for about another 45 minutes before you start reaching Jerome and Twin Falls and the other big cities. Mountain Home is not a big city. I'm not going to consider it a big city. So your closest big city is going to be Boise, which is 45 minutes away. So if you need to get to a big city, if you need to get to the airport, the Boise Airport, Boise International Airport, is in Boise 45 minutes away. So you've got to understand you're on a desert, you're on an oasis in the middle of the desert, and there's really nothing else around you for a good 45 minutes. Now, like I told you about the job market, this is like I said, that was a positive, that they have a good job market. It's healthy. You're going to be able to get jobs. Those jobs are, they're not high-paying jobs. Like I said, a lot of them are going to be manufacturing, agriculture, things like that. There's not a ton of high-paying jobs. There's not a lot of tech jobs. Nothing like that. The majority of people that live out there, like I said, they might be employed by the Air Force. Because the majority of people, if they don't live on the Air Force Base, they're living in Mountain Home where you're living. So to recap, there are actually a lot of positives. There are some negatives about living in Mountain Home, and you need to know all of that. You really do. You need to know that before you move out there. Hey, I'm kind of out here a little ways. There's not a lot out here. It's a pretty small town. But again, if that's what you're looking for small town, you're looking to get away from it, and you want to be out where you can explore and go and just take a hike on a weekend, just out of the blue for no reason. Just, hey, I just want to go and take a hike. Boom, in Mountain Home you can do that. I just want to go and raft the river. Boom, in Mountain Home you can do that in no time. And so that's really nice. It really is beautiful. So that's my takeaway about Mountain Home. There's a lot of positives about it. It is really small town. There's not a ton of jobs, not a ton of high-paying jobs, but the real estate is really affordable out there. Like I said, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. You're looking at coming in at $340, meaning that there is real estate that costs less than 3s, and we can actually get you into the 2s. There is actually a good amount of real estate right now, a couple good homes right now in the 2s in Mountain Home that I would be absolutely happy to help you own. Anyway, my team's ready to help you. If you have questions about Mountain Home, Caldwell, Eagle, Boise, Kuna, any of them, or you're settled, you know, hey Shawn, I've watched all your videos, I've binge watched them, I see that you tell me the truth, you're not trying to sell me on any kind of BS, then all you gotta do is call me, email me, text me. My team, we're here, we're happy to help you to find and own your next new home. Call me, email me, text me, days, nights, weekends, myself, my team, we've got your back when it comes to moving to Boise, the Treasure Valley, and Mountain Home. We'll see you next time.